All right, well, I'm being told in my ear that we are ready to get down to the match, so let's do that. Here we are, match number 2, week number 6 of MTGO Masters season number 2. Andreas Petersen at the top of your screen there versus Nathan Steuer. Jeskai Energy versus 5 Color Domain Zoo. This is going to be aggressive, and Andreas is on the play. Is that going to play a key part in this?
Oh yeah, well, modern in general is very play draw dependent. Andreas doesn't have anything going on turn 1, but I think that's relatively common for the Zoo deck. The big deal in his opener is that he does not have a ley line, right? Ley line into Scion would have been backbreaking. Without the ley line, the hand is a lot worse. And then Nathan's got a very typical strong looking hand here. Just a lot of cheap threats, cheap removal spells, kind of exactly what he's looking for. I like that prison can just straight up take a Kavu out of the game for a while, and that might have to happen here.
Yeah, that's so obviously Kavu. But, if people haven't seen this card in a hot minute, is going to be a 4/4 because there are 4 different land types on the other side. Can go up to 5, but it is going to make this turn slightly awkward. So, and I love this attack because there's a little bit of keyword saying first strike on that card, which means we can let the first strike damage happen and then go bang it, discharge it if needs be. Andreas plays around it, takes the point of damage, which means we are going to have a follow-up play of another Ossus Pride. We're going to make 2 more cats at the end of the turn. This is where this deck goes off.
Yeah, multiple prides is so good, and then there's the Mockingbird in the deck, so now we can get multiple prides so much more often.
And this is what I actually played in an event this weekend, playing the Boris version with Bombardments. Ossus Pride making all these tokens. Bombardment finishes and closes out this game extremely quickly, and we might end up seeing it play out in this game.
Bombardment is so good with the Ajani as well, because it's
Oh
the red
yeah,
permanent, so you can just start doming things, and then the cats that you're spitting out that are already doming things then get to sacrifice to the bombardment, and this gets very, very nutty very, very quickly.
that's the other thing, because it's the red permanent. You can flip Ajani instantly, do a point of damage, and then tick up the Ajani, do another much more damage. Yeah, it's sick. As we see another Kavu coming down, which is still just a 4/4 because that planes, and it does mean that the leyline binding does still cost 2. But here comes Static Prison. That'll get rid of one of these off the battlefield, and we can just do the same song and dance as we did last turn. Attack with our first strikers. Do you get any of the tokens or not?
Oh, I
Oh,
would.
it doesn't matter. We got the extra 2 energy from the Static Prison. We can just get it off the battlefield now while leaving 1 energy up. Almost like Nathan's pretty good at this game. And
Yeah, if there wasn't extra energy, it'd be certainly fine to trade a token that you made for free with plus a Galvanic Discharge for a 2-drop that Andreas spent an entire turn casting, right?
we were missing a land drop there. If we hit our land drop there, we would have had the City's Blessing, and then we would have had an extra 2 goblins, 2 cats on the battlefield, and then that just means the bombardment next turn could basically be just GG's. But we didn't hit it. We're up to 9 permanents, so no City's Blessing. Wild Nickel, 3/3 on the other side. Obviously, no ban list last week. This card, remember? Do you remember when this was on the ban list?
Well, Mikado, yeah,
Yeah.
that was an embarrassing time in modern history, in my opinion. I would not have banned that card.
But it is funny to think when like this card was banned, and we've
Well, their
got this.
argument at the time was like Wild Mikado is holding back people from playing Merfolk and stuff, and then it wasn't the case. Merfolk always sucked. It was
Well, we've got the option this turn: Goblin Bombardment or another Ossus Pride. We've been attacking quite aggressively with everything we've got all on the battlefield. Would we do it now? But turns out we're going to play with what we got. We got the bombardment.
out for it. I think that binding might have to hit the bombardment. I am having a hard time seeing a way for Peterson to get out of this, but maybe I'll be surprised here.
Doing this before blocks. So now Nathan has the option, if he wants to, he can sack 3 of these cat tokens to get the Wild Nakal off the battlefield. Or
Getting the Kabu back.
gaining a 4/4 on the battlefield is also pretty good. So we've got the option of saving 1 of these, I believe.
Oh yeah.
But that's going to eat up our whole attack phase for the turn. Attack 2 there too. Yeah, 1 of these is definitely getting swallowed up. But we can sacrifice the one that's going to get eaten up to the other one to get another point of damage across. But we'll see which one Nathan prioritizes best here. Which one of these 2 big creatures does he want off the battlefield and this turn? City's Blessing is made. think he's doing his
Could kill
back.
both, right? 'Cause like you
Can we?
said, the one that's gonna get eaten can get sacked.
So
So you
we
sack
sack
the 4 cat
3.
tokens,
Oh, yeah,
and then
yeah, yeah,
one of
yeah.
them,
You're right, you're right, you're right.
and then there'd be 1 left around to spit out another 1/1.
So we can get the damage in now, and would you like getting it off the battlefield now, or do you wanna just keep it till end of turn, get these 2 tokens and now do it? Now we're going wide. 1, 2.
I like whatever Nathan did. That seems good to me.
That's how I play Magic. How did Nathan do it? Yeah, yeah, that's exactly how I would have done it, yeah. You don't become a world champion just off a whim, unfortunately. I tried, it didn't work out too well. Can't even win the secret layers, me. Wait, 5, 6. 6 damage on the battlefield. If we attack with everything, 5 goes through, we sack the other 5, we win. So we need some sort of life linking, blocking, or removal, and we don't have it. So Nathan taking down game number 1, which means we get to move to the sideboards of both of these players. Let's have a little look here. Anything take your fancy? Let's start on the left on Nathan's side. Anything that's good in this matchup you think he's going to bring in?
He's adding Bone Crusher Giants, but I feel like it doesn't kill that much, so maybe they're just coming in to trade.
Yeah, there's a lot of people obviously not playing pick your poisons now, which obviously is great against the 5-color domain decks. Now it's fallen out of favor. A lot of that card's been pushed out of sideboards. I remember back in the European Regional Championship, there was something like 900 plus copies made it into day 1, and now just it's almost not a played card anymore. But maybe this is the time for it. Maybe this is where we start playing Leyline and Dracos, and everyone has to start bringing it back in, respecting it a little bit more.
Oh, those Bone Crushers were they originally in the main deck? Because 2 Flame Slashes made it in, right?
Let me have a little look at their deck lists, which everybody can also find on
Yeah,
Moxfield. Type
yeah.
in deck list in the stream and you'll be able to find out. No, the boat questions are in the sideboard.
Just the 1, yeah.
Did see the second to fairy came in, so we're using that potentially as an option of getting the ley line off the battlefield if it does start on turn 0. And I want to talk to you about that. How much would you prioritize that, knowing this matchup, and how good having a big, like all your creatures having a life link or something like that could be if a Draco was to follow up?
I mean, we just saw a game where Petersen did not have a ley line, right? And, it did not seem particularly close. I imagine that's, like, probably the linchpin of the matchup, but, post board, Andreas does have some pyroclasms, right? Some ways to fight back.
Group that board.
Might be a little bit more of a game here.
Looks like we've kept, so it looks like we've got the a nice 1-2 punch with Wild Nacatl plus a couple of removal spells to back it up if we want to. Can also try and play a slower game, because remember, this land is very greedy on lands. This deck, sorry, it's very greedy on lands. So maybe we go get for some triomes. If not, we're going to be taking a bunch of damage. And looks like we're starting off with doing a lightning bolt to ourselves as we play the Wild Nacatl.
And then next turn, the Arid Mesa could potentially get a Triome and plus Lightning Bolt, and then, have our colors for the binding on turn 3 maybe.
That was always the hardest part of me playing this deck, was like trying to sequence my lands. So I had every color I had while be able to keep up Leyline's binding on turn 2 or turn 1, while having a lightning bolt. And Nathan just decided, instead of advancing his board, he's going to play more of the controlling route here. Did mulligan down to 6, so we're going to see that blast. He's going to take out the Wild Nacatl while it's a 2/2, so 1 energy left over. And now Surveil lands. Now these weren't around last time we were seeing Leyline of the Guild Pack.
Surveillance are so good.
Oh, we were speaking about the other day. I almost think they're better than Triomes, and
Oh, yeah.
Triomes were really good. But like these Surveil lands, just whoever designed them in Wizards, take a hat off. They're very good.
It is
These are
wild
very
that a
good.
new duel has shown up in Modern and Legacy and just been good enough in both those formats
Mhm.
without, replacing the existing duels, right?
Ooh, okay, here we go. Wraps on the battlefield, 2 uh, energy made, which brings us up to 3. So we can cast this Flage that we just hit off the top of our deck. If you want to put that into play, get a Lightning Helix effect while also adding it to our graveyard. Nathan might not. He's tanking on it. No, it certainly wants to cast it. I think that's a smart move, but 3 points to the face, 3 points life gained.
Yeah, I think he was thinking about whether or not he would wanna use that energy with this, Guide of Souls potentially next turn. And it looks like he made the correct decision because that Raptor immediately ate a lightning bolt there.
This is a Draco turn. This is a Draco turn. Okay. Here comes a 4/4 flyer on the battlefield. Well, we've got some mocking birds on our side, which we can play this turn to give ourselves double Guide of Souls. But this second one will have flying added to it, as we see it. So that's the first Bloomberg card cast of this evening, I believe. Oh no, you cast one, didn't you? You managed to get the Emrakul.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how could I miss that? But more importantly, look at this leyline off the top with the ability to cast it this turn. That's huge.
Yeah, the Scion will get Vigilance, Lifelink, right? First strike. The nasty
Everything.
abilities.
Vigilance, Lifelink, Trample, and the others too. I think, yes, if you copy a raptor with a mockingbird, you do get the quote-unquote cascade effect as well. But this might just seal it up. Oh, hexproof is the main one we're missing. I'm looking at this lightning bolt. It also gains hexproof. That is on the screen for everybody to have a little look at. That is, I don't think we've got a way of getting off the battlefield. I'm going to have a little look. I think we've got to have a stack prison to get the leyline off the battlefield, and then a follow-up to get the Draco off the battlefield. And we're going to fight here. We're going to start with a raptor into another raptor. More energy gained. 2 more gained from the Guide of Souls and 2 from the raptor itself. That takes us up to 7. So we can attack with the raptors next turn and give them +2 and flying. I don't like this. We can make this huge, right? We can put double trigger on this.
We can, yeah.
Okay. I like it. I like what we're cooking. A 5/6 with double flying counters. There's 5 points of damage. But Andreas says, yeah, sure, take it. I've got a 4/4 flyer on the battlefield. I'm just going to gain that life back next turn, my friend.
Gain life back and binding the 5/6, right? Get that off the battlefield.
Yeah, which is going to cost 1 mana to do. We've hit another Draco off the top. That Draco is now going to be 8 power in the air, flying first like trample. So we definitely can't attack through it. Yeah, this is a definitely different game from what we had game number 1. I think I'd be prioritizing trying to hit that ley line off the bat moving forward for if we get into that game 3, which I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing. There's no need to fire it off right now. We can wait for the triggers. Maybe we need to do it in response to that Goblin Bombardment, though. Or we're going to go Mockingjay. I keep calling it Mockingjay. It's Mockingbird. I've watched way too much Hunger Games recently. Have you seen the new one? Or I said the new one, the newest one that came out, like the prequel one?
I have not seen the prequel one. No, I saw there were 3 that were like the original trilogy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw.
I think there's more. I think there's like 5. I think one they split them up into a couple of them, and then they did like a prequel one about snow, and I really enjoyed that one. I thought it was really cool.
I'm really off it then.
Not bad. We went with my film recommendations. Chat will let us know if I'm wrong. What do you think of the new Mockingjay film, ladies and gentlemen? Everybody watching, let us know in chat, because as much as we're turning the wheels here, Nathan is fighting. It feels like a very uphill fight against as another leyline is drawn. I guess we can block. You know what I mean? We've got flyers. We've got 3 flyers. It's just not going to go well. I think we have to leyline binding one of them first. The
5/6, yeah. Well, does the Scion have trample? It could be leylined after blocks.
Oh, it does have trample. Of course it has trample. It's because it's every color type. So yeah, it gets trample as well. It's been a while since I've been beaten up by some Dracos in Modern, not going to lie to you. Now making Nathan think. Nathan's got to be going through, okay, what could you have in this situation? Well, the smart block is this, and I guess I take the other 4, but it's not going to go his way. 1 mana. Play this Leyline's Binding.
I like that. Tap in the Overgrown Tomb.
Style points. I like it. 8 damage coming across. 8 damage. 8 damage dealt. 8 life gained. Plus another Leyline in hand. It's going to have to be good from our world champion. Hub's not great here. We don't even have enough mana or cards to get that Flage out of the graveyard, but can gain us a little bit more life if we need to. So that'll put us up to 12 for the turn. One thing about these Zoo decks is they've got so much reach in them. Lightning
Oh
Bolt
yeah,
and what's the 5 mana one I'm forgetting right now?
5 mana. You're 5
Tribal
colored. The
Flame.
tribal flames.
Tribal Flames, yeah. So much burn.
Yeah, sometimes you stabilize at 10 and you're not actually stable.
Oh no, I've lost far too many games to just 5 to face. And you're like, man. These guys are souls. They are good though. They do gain us a lot of life every time a creature enters the battlefield. Nathan's going to turn these sideways because remember these raptors do have first strike. So getting +1/+1 counters on them, putting up to 4 power means that they would trade off with these Dracos. Again, we can just take the hit. We just
Oh
gain
yeah,
this much life last turn.
I definitely like just taking 8 here. You are winning the race.
Yep, Andreas agrees. It's going to take it, go down to 11. So 4. I'm just thinking that the back and forth here. Here comes a Pyroclasm. That is, I'd say a turn too late, but it's not. It's still going to be extremely good in this spot. I feel like I'm back in 2014 getting blown out by this card. 2 damage to everything. Get those 2 Mockingbirds off the battlefield. Get in there for 8 points of damage. Gain another 8, going up to 19. Dropping Nathan down to 6. And just pass the turn.
In 2014, the original Red Green Tron was playable around that time, right? I think they played Pyroclasm.
That was back in the old Jund Twin Tron days, was it? That was
Yeah,
like
I
the
think so.
triangle of modern. That's back when I
The classic
started.
period.
Oh yeah, I loved it. Give me those is it Pestimites? And was that the artifact that was like a 0/1 with Battle Cry or something like that?
Signal
In
Pest?
Affinity? Signal Pest,
Oh my.
yeah. That
Oh
that
my.
that was my first deck in modern, man. I love that deck. Because someone said it's called Robots. I was like, I could play a deck called Robots? That sounds amazing. Got it. Got absolutely destroyed playing it, but had so much fun doing it and fell in love with this amazing format. But there it is on the screen for everybody at home. That's right, it's 0/1 that had Battle Cry. It was actually super playable back then. How times have changed. How times have changed. Leyland Binding coming down. That's going to hit the Goblin Bombardment, I imagine. But maybe do we even need to hit the Bombardment? Can we just get a Raptor? What are they going to do? Sack it in response? Yeah. Makes sense. Does have to worry about these Flages in the graveyard, though. Potentially. We can
This
block
game, right?
one. Well, we block 1, we take 5, we drop to 1 here, right?
Okay.
That flying carrot comes in useful at times. And then we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
play a land, and I guess we've got Surveil lands left in the deck. I'm having a little look how many Surveil lands we've got. We've got just the 1. But it's enough to scoop it up and take us to a game number 3. Took a while to get there, but turns out Leyline Draco is still a really good combo in Modern. They draw
Now we
dependent.
can
Anything
certainly
else you bring in?
understand why Nathan went up to multiple fairies, right? And I think it's his only way of getting Leyline off the board.
A little look. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything else there is great on his side. Even taking out a couple of these Mockingbirds. Not really, I don't think we're going to get to the point where he's going to have 12 mana to be able to copy a Draco on the other side. And that's when this weekend in the paper tournament I was playing at with the Dracos, where they were able to win the whole thing. Everyone's playing these the new White Wrath, the energy one. And getting up to 12 energy to wrap the skies is really, really hard. So they're able to like deal with a lot of the board, but still after everything's said and done, there's these 4/4 flyers on the other side, and they just they get you across the line when you need them. Keeps for both players here though. In game number 3, match number 2, everything on the line. Winner of this is going to play against yourself, Caleb. Who do you want to try and dodge here?
I don't know. My sideboard is certainly better versus Nathan.
All right, cool.
Um, I'm also packing a pile of Pyroclasm effects.
are seeing a tick up in that card just in general in Modern at the minute because, everyone kind of respecting these energy decks and how quickly they can go wide in Modern, of course, with Ossus Pride and even just, they haven't pushed out Ragavans yet, but you get to play them alongside Ragavans. Again, one of the better one drops we currently have. Here comes the second Guide of Souls. These in multiples are just, well, they're just nuts, right? They're just the biz. And we can Lightning Bolt as well this turn. Oh,
Andreas's hand is double Chasm, though. It's very hateful.
it's very hateful indeed. Especially if we just pass the turn. Oh, yep. Looks like that's what we're going to do. I would get the value now. I don't know about you, but I'm like, I might not be able to get another chance. I think I'd fire this 2-for-1 off.
Oh, you're talking about on the Pyroclasm? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, one, you've got multiple. And on the other side, you're going to be able to catch 2 of the better 1-drops on the battlefield now. We're getting in there. Love to see, like, kind of think what's going for Andreas' head at this point. Like, do we need to do that? Are we going to be priced into this Pyroclasm anyway? Because this play here kind of wrecks us. Now we won't be able to have a creature on the battlefield. Do we have to do some sort of shenanigans with a Lightning Bolt now? So currently a 2/2, remember? Nathan's just toying with us, going through all his different options that he has. Decides against it. And Lightning Bolts to get it off the battlefield. Don't want to take that extra 3 damage. Makes sense. Also uses up our mana for the turn. And then the follow-up is going to be a Pyroclasm, 2 damage to all creatures. That's going to get these 2 in the graveyard. So a nice
So
follow-up play is
brutal.
probably Flage, right?
Yeah. Nothing else going on.
And we'll be able to get it back out of the graveyard next turn, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, until it eats that binding.
Yeah, that's that. I wasn't trying to ruin everyone's fun there. It's just I don't know if you managed to get a Flage out of the graveyard with Arena of Glory
Oh, yeah.
yet. But that feels very sweet when you hit someone for 12 points of damage.
Yeah,
So
the current Vintage Cube has Flage, Arena of Glory, and Lightning Greaves. So you have, like, multiple ways of bringing it back with haste.
let's go. Have
I
you
had I had an interesting game the other day where my opener was Lion's Eye Diamond, Flage, Black Lotus, but no lands. So I just sacrificed both of the 0 mana cards and played a turn 1 Flage, and was like, "Alright, your turn. Like, can you beat this? I have no cards."
I'm down for that. That's great. I had one the other day where I was playing Balance and Psychic Frog.
Oh, yeah.
I just hitched my hand to the
It's
frog
your
and just
hand.
went,
Yeah, mine first,
"Balance?" And
yeah.
they're like, "Yep, GG's. Thanks for playing."
God, that frog is so good.
Oh,
I'm surprised we don't have any frogs, this week.
I was surprised that no one bought the frog. It has been so good. It's like a must-answer threat. Just like this Flage that's now coming out of the graveyard. 3 points of damage, dropping Andreas down to 8. But we do have the answer in hand, luckily for him. Ooh, I'm being told in my ear that Andreas does have the fog in the other deck, and Anu shouting at me in chat as well, because I know Anu is very, very much in love with this frog as well in Legacy. In his
Right. Blue, black, that makes sense.
yeah, I think
Of
he's trying
course
to
it
play.
has a frog.
He was even saying that because Flage isn't a frog god, it's not playable in his deck. He refuses to play it. That's the news words, not mine. Here comes Brawler. It's going to be a 4/3 because we've only got 4 different basic land types among our lands, but we've got the answer for it. We could even prison the Leyline Binding and get our Flage back and shoot the Brawler. But then I suppose on the other side, we've got Wear and Tear from Andreas, so who'd have the answer to it. Layers. Layers. Modern. Fun. Yay. I think just having that extra bit of burn over in Andreas' side, just having more cards is going to be able to eke out the advantage with what we see face up right now.
Yeah, I agree. Andreas's hand is real good. He's at 7.
Is it 7? I kind of like attacking here and or just doing this. This also works. I was going to try and get a little bit too cute with that lightning bolt, but I guess, if your opponent's at 21, you want to drop their life total down ASAP.
I li
Like,
I like the Pyroclasm pre-combat because if Nathan's last card in hand is a removal spell for the cat to, like, save the Ajani, flip it, then you can just attack the Johnny, right? And then you have that option. Whereas if you Pyroclasm second main phase, you could get blown out by an instant speed removal spell in that way.
That comes up so much, by the way. Like it's almost if there's a Johnny on the battlefield and they're tapped out, it's like you need to use your instant speed removal at sorcery speed. You can't let them untap in case they have a discharge or a lightning bolt or a way to flip it at instant speed and potentially counter your removal for that Ajani. And then you've got to deal with a planeswalker, which is pumping out cats and dealing loads of damage to your face. So yeah, that Ajani card is extremely good. What's the 2-mana black one that doesn't see play at the minute? Sorin. I feel like Sorin needs a little bit of love these. I haven't seen too many decks playing him at the minute. Okay, we're emptying our hand here. Here comes a Johnny. Here comes a Stack Prison, taking out this Leyline's Binding, which gets back the Flage so we can get Lightning Helix effects going. I guess we're taking out a Brawler, not trying to flip out on a Johnny here.
I kind of like going face.
Okay. I suppose Andreas is only at 4. This would leave Goblin Bombardments, Lightning Bolts, potentially more Flages, but wants to give himself a few more outs.
Buying some time, getting some more turns in.
Oh, this is going to be a disgusting turn. So we can add a Brawler, we can destroy the prison to get back our Leyline's Binding, and we've got Lightning Bolt. And all the mana to do all of that in one turn. Having a look what Nathan's got for reach. We've got 4 Lightning Bolts in the deck, 3 Flages in the deck. 4 Raptors can also hit it. 2 Goblin Bombardments. An Arena of Glory if the Bone Crusher came in as well. So we've got quite a bit of burn left in the deck if we want to go play to our outs. But 4 life is not free, so we'll take multiple of them to get this game done and over with. Let's see Johnny.
Yeah, it's wild how in control Andreas has been this entire time, but that delicate 4 life, right?
Very delicate. No Boris Charms floating around. Maybe that would have been a little bit of spice. Gives a little bit of reach, give us some double strike, maybe give everything indestructible. But this, it would have been an amazing top deck if that last card was not Lightning Bolt. We can make this cat and give it flying, but we're going to get super blown out here. Use up 3 of our energy. Give it +2/+2 and a flying counter to go over the top of that Brawler. And Andreas, well, he's just looking at this Lightning Bolt going, still got all these. No, we fire it off now. Do we not wait for the counters first? Because now he's got 3 extra energy. He can just do it again next turn. Maybe a little misstep there by Andreas, but we'll find out. These Brawlers on the battlefield, that's not an answer. I think that might have been a little bit of a misstep. It might even be I suppose he's only going to go to 3 count, so he does get another turn. It's not going to be a 4 points. Is there a way that we can get a Flage at the graveyard? Fetch land, and we play a second Surveil.
Oh, is that it? Is that it? Is that 4 damage?
Oh my god, he drew it. Oh my god, I was looking at a deck list. I was like, what's he drawing? What's he drawing? Goblin Bombardment is the exact card that he would need in this situation. Use that free energy up. Play 2 +1/+1 counters and a flying counter on this guide. Get the free damage across and then sacrifice it with Goblin Bombardment to the face. Top decks galore. We're going to see Nathan Steuer take this one down and show us why he's a world champion. That is a heck of a back and forth game.